Crowd Hospitality graduate from the class of 1995. It's my honor to be here with you this evening as we celebrate this year's inductees. David Campopiano, class of 2007. Sarah Jane Lagala, class of 2011. And I'd like to just side note here, another congratulations are in order to you and Sean Lagala, class of 2012 on your recent wedding. Congratulations. And finally, Ben Zirolli, class of 2008. We're beyond proud of you and your accomplishments. Your impressive contributions to your industry make you role models for your fellow alumni and students alike. I'd like to welcome and thank all alumni that are participating in this evening's program. If you're joining us on Facebook Live, we appreciate you joining in celebration of your classmates through technology. For those alumni that are here with us in the room, thank you for supporting the growth and development of our students by being in the room, to exchange stories, words of advice, to show your support in their pursuit of a Johnson & Wales education, and most importantly, to showcase the power of the Johnson & Wales Network. To get us started, it's my pleasure to introduce the SEAM Department Chair, Patrick Leary.
Wow, what a great looking crowd now that I can actually see after a long day. I just first off want to start by thanking Alumni Relations. Lori and Liza have been fantastic on behalf of the SEAM program. We really sincerely thank you for hosting us tonight for this wonderful event and seeing these wonderful faces in the crowd. I also want to thank a few special friends that we have out here. I see some alums that are particularly special to SEAM because they're recent grads and many of you are out there, and I just want to really speak to you from the token of appreciation, because getting this event off the ground was a little bit of a challenge, but it's something that we really heard today, that you don't let a little bit of a challenge impede forward progress. And I think looking out today, it's really somewhat overwhelming, because it's great to see students, it's great to see faculty, it's great to see alums really come together for this great evening. So for that, I'm very thankful. The SEAM Leadership Conference was created 5 years ago with the vision to connect our students with industry leaders. I can proudly say that it's moments where we can see a vision has been realized, a moment like tonight. Both the SEAM Conference and networking reception continue to grow and evolve each year, and a big thanks to all of you for being part of that. Continuing on a positive note, we are very excited about recent developments and the future growth of the SEAM program. I want to pay particular note to a couple recent developments, including the announcement of our partnership with TD Garden and Boston Bruins. And I want to publicly thank Angelo Pataki. Very, very exciting for not only our current students, but our university as a whole, our faculty, and our alums as well. I also want to really thank Resource Development, specifically Vice Chancellor Joe Staley and Randy Rosenthal, for their efforts in really reaching out to Delaware North. We're very proud to announce that in the fall of 2019, we'll be opening our Delaware North SEAM Lab in Xavier Academic Building. So very, very excited. So forward progress is the only progress that we know, and we're very, very excited about the future. Tonight is a special evening. We're moments away from inducting 3 fantastic alumni into the SEAM Alumni Hall of Fame. The SEAM Alumni Hall of Fame was established 4 years ago to recognize our alumni who have excelled in their respective fields. We are extremely proud of these individuals and are pleased to honor them tonight for all their professional accomplishments. And if you were in Xavier this afternoon for their panel discussion, you will know that they're very, very accomplished individuals, and we're very pleased to honor them this evening. I would now like to turn it over to Professor Dave Morris, who will say a few words about our first Hall of Fame inductee.
told me a little while ago that I was going to be up third, and since I'm a baseball person, I was like, wow, I'm batting third in the lineup tonight. And I'm like, I'm not sure if she really knows what she's doing, but I probably should have been put towards the bottom of the lineup. But anyway, I'll do my best batting third. So anyway, good evening to everybody, and it's really nice to see so many people here, and especially so nice to see so many alums back. This is really a great turnout. And I'd just like to congratulate the 3 inductees, and then also just say that it's a real honor and privilege for me to be able to introduce Dave into the Hall of Fame. I probably need to put my glasses on, but I'll do my best. It was always a pleasure to have Dave in class while he was here at Johnson Wales. He was a rather quiet and unassuming person at first, but it didn't take too long for me to realize that he was a really, really good kid, very focused, dedicated, and excellent student who's going to be very successful in the future. I always enjoy walking into the class early and seeing Dave and his buddies talking about sports, especially Red Sox, Patriots, Bruins, Celtics, sometimes kind of heated discussions, but it was really neat to see that. And then I also always appreciated Dave, always having a nice smile in class, looked like he really wanted to be in class. And most importantly, I always enjoyed Dave and appreciated him because he always laughed at my jokes. See, he's actually going when most students really didn't get my quiet and kind of dry humor, but he always did, so it was nice, and I appreciated that. But one of the best things, and he even showed me this afternoon and even tonight, that I really appreciated about Dave was that he's just a really caring person, and every time I see him, he's always asking me how my family is, how my 2 boys are, and you know, I've always really appreciated that over the years. And then he's just such a nice person that you really enjoy seeing him all the time. And so when I saw him this morning, it's like I saw him yesterday, you know, or can remember back 15 years ago, or whatever length of time it was. He's just always really good to see. And he just makes all of us here very proud to see that he's been so successful. And it's really great for all of us senior faculty to see that we have all these exceptional people that have become so successful, and Dave certainly is one of them. Just to give you a quick bio about him, he began his industry career at Johnson Wales, and after graduation with several positions at Gillette Stadium, PC, and Sports Radio, WEEI. Dave then joined the New England Revolution in 2011 as marketing coordinator, and during his time in this position, he helped build and develop the club's Junior Revs program, as well as the club's Pub Partner program. One season later, Dave was promoted to marketing manager, where he created a college student program, managed his marketing staff on-field promotional activities, and was responsible for many charitable initiatives. Now he's in his 8th season with the Revs, and his 4th in his current position as Director of Marketing. In his current role, Dave oversees and directs all aspects of the Revolution Marketing Initiative, including advertising, grassroots campaigns, promotional activities, fans in-stadium experiences, and the club's community efforts. I think you can see that it's obvious that Dave has had a very successful career in the sports industry so far since he graduated in 2007. We're all very proud of him, and we look forward to him becoming even more successful in the future. Congratulations to Dave Campopiano for his induction into the Seam Hall of Fame. Too much pressure, Daddy. Yes. Did you take a picture?
We'll Photoshop it later. So thank you, Professor Morris, for the kind words. I'll arrange payment with you later for all those kind words. But seriously, thank you to the Alumni Association as well as the SEAM Committee, not only for this honor, but also for the hospitality you all showed today. This was a great day on campus. It really made me a proud alumni of the school. crazy to see the amount of changes on campus. I've been off campus a while now, 11 years. I'll date myself, it's okay. So just the infrastructure has changed so much, and it's so encouraging. And as Patrick had mentioned, with the partnership with the TD Garden, there's just such a sense of pride now being an alum here, and it's great to be a part of. So I said I would discuss how and why I attended Johnson & Wales. So for those of you who attended the speaking panel earlier today, I apologize, this is going to be a little bit redundant, but I think it's a great story, especially for those of you who are parents. It's a little redeeming for you. So I graduated high school and attended Bryant University. I had enrolled there. I received almost a full scholarship to attend and study accounting there. The reason I selected Bryant University was because the Patriots at the time hosted training camp there. So my thought was, I'll get a foot in the door, I want to work in sports, and this will all work out well. Long story short, they announced the summer of my enrollment that they would no longer be practicing at So going back, junior year of high school, my mom was at a college fair with me and had encouraged me to visit the Johnson & Wales table. And she thought it would be a good fit for me. Of course, I did what any good son does with their mother or father. I said, I am not visiting that table. I do not want to attend Johnson & Wales. I will not attend that school. So I ended up staying at Bryant for all of 3 weeks. I did not have a good experience. Nothing against them, but I just didn't feel like I was a fit for the school. So I ended up taking a year off, and much to my mother's satisfaction, I ended up at Johnson & Wales in 2007. So actually, that's a lie. 2003. I made myself younger. So that's how I ended up here, and honestly, it's one of the best decisions I've made thus far in my life. Love the school. The staff could not be more welcoming. Basically, everything Professor Morris said about me is how I feel about the staff at Johnson & Wales, the faculty as a whole. You are a great group of people. So thank you. Thank you for that. As far as how the school's helped me to where I am today in my career, it's very easy. It's a short story. It's not like my other story. I was in an accounting class sophomore year, and one of my friends said, oh, did you hear about the quality control internship opportunity at Gillette Stadium? I said, no, but I'd be interested. She said, good, about 10 of us are gonna do it, so apply and we'll all go together. So we all ended up, so I thought applying. We started there, or I started there. None of my friends and fellow classmates took up that offer, only me. So that was sophomore year of 2003, 2004, it was 2004. And so yeah, the rest is history. I did a quality control internship at the stadium up until graduation, at which point I took a part-time job in the ticket office, all the while working full-time at WEI, but knowing I eventually wanted to work at Gillette Stadium. So I just persevered. I remembered everything that Johnson & Wales had taught me and instilled in me. And after 4 years of employment outside of Gillette Stadium, they finally hired me full-time in 2011. 8 years later, 7.5 years later, here we are. So it's been a whirlwind. Like Professor Morris said, seemed like in the blink of an eye, those 11 years went by quick. But here I am. Couldn't be more honored to accept this award. So thank you again. Very proud and honored to accept. Thank you. And now I'd like to introduce Professor Paraxelis, who will introduce our next inductee. And congratulations to the other 2 inductees as well.
Ben is not very comfortable being the center of attention, but unfortunately, Ben, you will be for the next few minutes. Ben, not long ago, you were here at Johnson & Wales impressing us. You stood out. You were a student who thrived in the real world, even chaotic learning environments. You were an individual with a great work ethic. You could operate so well outside the box, and you could think on your feet. It was quickly evident to me that you were a born natural leader, a leader who had a pioneer spirit. Admirably, you have continued to grow and develop professionally. This is exhibited by your impressive career path. You began your journey in the entertainment industry as an SEE student working as a security guard at a local club here in Rhode Island. You developed yourself in depth and breadth as you worked at various hotels and restaurants in various cities. And of course, you continued to rise as a star in the field you love with bragging rights. Bragging rights such as running one of New York City's hottest spots. 10 years ago, back in 2008, I wrote a letter about you. A letter capturing just a few of your admirable qualities. Let me recap what I had in my computer notes as I wrote this letter. Ben, bullet 1, natural born leader. Driven to succeed. Make sure to add the word outstanding in the letter. Really gifted in analysis. Inquisitive. I wrote, he mines out and infuses deep insight. Insight that appears deeper than his peers, I wrote. He motivates others with his commitment to successfully accomplish the tasks at hand. Respected. I wrote, I observed this. His peers gave deference to him, and they relied on his abilities. He was forthright in his dealings with others, honest yet supportive, and inquisitive. But there was one overarching theme in my notes. He is a pioneer. He's a trailblazer. He'll lead the way. So it's no wonder you're here today as the GM leading a successful, dynamic, 34,000 square foot space in a historic stone castle. You're creating nightlife for the likes of former First Lady Michelle Obama, Madonna, Beyonce, and even the Kardashians. Then, in a world that's becoming increasingly digitized, you help create environments within which face-to-face interactions can be formed, strengthened, and celebrated, all while your attendees are enjoying the thrill of music, dancing, and great food. Yet just as important, you're creating thriving work environments within which SEE professionals can also be formed, strengthened, and celebrated. So today, here you stand at Johnston & Wales, and yet again, you're impressing us. You're playing a key role at one of the premier venues in Chicago, ensuring operational excellence and pioneering new ways to grow and expand SEAM. Ben, you're an outstanding alum of the SEAM program at Johnston & Wales, and we're so proud of you. Congratulations.
That was so much better than my speech. There's no way to follow that up. I'd like to start, thank all the people that got me here. Johnston & Wales University, professors and curriculum, all of you lent a helping hand, as well as Professor Baraxis and Professor Covino sitting next to me as well. Thank you so much. I really can't explain enough, how much that impacted myself and my career path. I also wanted to thank the Tau group who really took the ball and ran with it with me. And I started as a bartender, and they saw a little bit of what Professor Baraxis has said. And 7 years later, it's been an amazing journey with which I'm lucky enough to stand here in front of everybody. I want to just take a moment to say, thank you to my bosses, Michael Garten and Jason Correa, who both have, had many difficult times pushing me in the right direction, but to all the success, I must say they did. And obviously, lastly, my family. They've always been behind me through the good and a lot of the bad, but they can't say this and then can't say I did it without them. So again, I can't say enough what JWO has done to me as a young professional. It's really been a true honor to be here this weekend. I wish I had better words with which to describe this moment, but I can only say it fills me with pride and humbleness to be here to accept this award. I really wanted to say, for anyone listening on the Facebook Live, it's hard to find good people these days. You know, so be that person that comes early, stays late, supports your boss. Because speaking from my point of view, those are the most valuable ones, and we do count on you, and we do appreciate you. So, little window into my soul there. And lastly, I just want to say, go Wildcats. Really all I can. Next, I'd like to introduce Elizabeth Cavino, who will introduce our next inductee.
Well, you know, when I got up this morning, I got into the office and I had to ask Dave Morris a baseball question. It was about signs. I didn't really know those secret signs, you know. And there was a little controversy in WEI with Dave, so I was like, you know, what is it? And so when he said batting third and now I'm batting third, wow, I kind of understand batting order now. So, yeah, thank you for that. Woo. I really want to say congratulations to the award recipients tonight and to all the alum that are in the room and my new acquaintance from IABM and other professionals. It's very emotional to be able to reconnect with students, I'm such a baby, and to see how far they've come. It really, I think I speak on behalf of all of us, is that it's just a very prideful moment, and we're just so excited. We're so happy you're here. So I'm here to honor and introduce Sarah Jane Lagala. That is very hard for me to say because it was last Friday night that she was Sarah Jane Wyman. Sarah and her new husband, Sean, both proud alumni of Johnson & Wales University, got married in the cathedral last Friday night in Providence, which you know how hard it is to get a date in the cathedral, event planners. We know that. And then had their reception with Morin's Catering at the Providence Public Library. Went on their honeymoon to Nantucket, short mini-moon, they have a great trip planned in the spring, and then took the ferry to come out and see us here. That isn't inspiring, right? That's just amazing. So I just want to thank you for sharing your life moment with us and being here. That was really, really special. So Sarah, I met Sarah when she was a student involved in the Special Events Society, now formerly known as the Live Events Organization Association. A lot of the students are here today, where she played a leadership role. We were talking today about the trip that she helped coordinate out to Los Angeles, where they waited in the rain on the red carpet to see the Oscars. And, you know, 10 years later, the organization, based on her leadership with other alum that are very involved at the university, the organization is still planning incredible trips like that. I just spent last February in Nashville for 10 days with the Live Event Association, all thanks to the groundwork and the foundation that you laid as a student. So your hard work and your legacy is still here. Sarah has a long list of accomplishments, so I hope I can do her justice. She graduated from our program in 2011. While on campus, she was involved in SES, now LEA, and even now she gives back with being part of the Alumni Reunion Committee. And I'm looking forward to seeing her in a few short weeks at the New York City SEM Alum Reunion. Woohoo! So excited for that. Currently, Sarah is on the opening team, opening a brand new hotel in Times Square. She is the Senior Meetings and Special Events Manager at the Marriott International Times Square Edition. She started her illustrious hospitality career with the Mandarin Oriental Hotel Group in Boston before moving to the New York market in 2013. She continued her work with the Mandarin Oriental Hotel Group for a total of 5 years, briefly working for Interstate Hotel Group and the Nomo Soho Hotel in Soho as a conference services manager. From there, she worked at the historic New York Marriott East Side on Lexington Avenue. She handled events ranging from 5 to 300 guests. Today we talked about all the different events that she's coordinated, from corporate to social. She, worked down the street from the United Nations and used all her protocol working when the United Nations Assembly, so it's just amazing. And let's see. Oh, and last but not least, Sarah's a great teacher. she graciously, and Sean, gave their time to my SEE Special Event Weddings class last year. And they allowed us to be a small part of their wedding, where we planned and gave them an event plan for their special day. She took this the most serious of any of our brides. She gave each group individual specific feedback. She was a teacher and a leader, and I really appreciate that. That left a lasting moment with my students. And I so enjoyed looking at all the wedding pictures. And just a cute little dog named Busy. He even wore a little thing around his neck, or her neck, sorry. Oh my goodness. But it's really my honor to present this award to you, Sarah, and we're all very, very proud of you. Congratulations.
Good evening. Thank you so much, Professor Covino, for that great introduction. Some of it may be a little repetitive in my speech that I have here, but I'm very much thankful to be here today. I started my career at Johnson & Wales University in 2008. It was my first choice as I fell in love with the idea of the sports, entertainment, and event management degree, knowing I would love to focus on events. I eagerly signed up for event classes while also dabbling in the sports and entertainment realms. When the time came, I signed up for internships, and I spent one trimester at the TD Garden in Boston for their museum and fundraising events. And in addition, I followed with an internship with J.S. Moran, a reputable event company in Boston. I was taking as many classes and internships as I could, and was eventually told I could graduate in 3 years rather than 4. Although I was sad to be leaving JWU early, I was so eager to get out into the real world, and was very thankful to Johnson & Wales to have given me that opportunity. I want to thank professors like Professor Gilbert, Professor Praxlis, Professor Eskelson, and Professor Covino, who made our classes and projects so exciting and used their real-world knowledge to teach us about the world of entertainment and events. That made me so excited to get out there and do it myself. Along the way, I had a few pitfalls, but each have shown me what to do and not to do within my job and my life. Immediately following graduation, I worked for an event planning company out of Massachusetts. Unfortunately, it wasn't a good fit. I had been so eager to get into the event industry, and I wasn't doing enough research into the company or job that I was getting into. From there, I took the advice of my then boyfriend, now husband, who is also a JWU grad, and I started applying to hotel positions in Boston. Thinking I could quickly work my way into the events department. While I was able to get into the front office, it would be years until I was in that event role. It was years filled with twists and turns, but it all consisted of lessons that I take with me each and every day into each new role. I had the opportunity to work for Mandarin Oriental Boston. It was an amazing, luxurious property in the heart of Tampa Bay. It was a beautiful hotel with an amazing team that taught me everything I know about customer service, luxury hotels, and the day-to-day workings of a hotel. I also have an amazing bond with this team because of something we experienced together one day in April 2013. It was Patriots Day, Monday, the Boston Marathon. This was one of the busiest days for our hotel, and we were located just behind the finish line. We held a party for the finishers at the end of the race. One thing led to another, and our entire lives changed. It was chaos and panic, and I don't bring it up to be a downer. I bring it up because, while it was a devastating day, it taught me so much that I will never forget. You never know how you will act in a natural disaster, or a tragedy, or an attack. You may think that you'll be brave and stand up and help and lead, but things change, and you change, and it's understandably so. There were 4 or 5 of us who stayed. We stayed to welcome guests who were running off the streets. We stayed to print reports of our in-house guests so that we could contact them and ensure they were safe. And I even stayed to help a nursing mother feed her baby in the midst of the chaos. I was not able to leave Boston for almost 72 hours, but I knew in that moment that it was my job to keep all of my guests safe. It taught me more about perseverance than any training ever could. Eventually, I decided I needed a fresh start, and I chose to relocate to New York, staying with the Mandarin Oriental Hotel Group. I continued my development in the front office, and in 2016, I accepted a role with Marriott International as an event manager with the New York Marriott Eastside. In that role, I had the opportunity to work once-in-a-lifetime events. I was honored to be able to plan and execute 2 2 United Nations General Assembly events in 2016 and 2017, including the famed G7 dinner with world leaders in my midst. In April 2018, I had the opportunity to interview with a new brand that was opening a new property in New York City. Under the Marriott umbrella, the Edition brand would be opening their second property in New York. My interviewer happened to be someone who had not hired me years prior, but remembered me and my strengths and my experiences and knew I would be a great fit. This is a reminder to never burn a bridge. You never know who you will have, you never know when you're gonna have to cross back over it and who you're gonna meet again. I joined the pre-opening team of the Times Square Edition in April 2018, and I'm currently working with my team to open the 8th edition of the World. Johnson & Wales was an amazing university that taught me so much throughout my years there. From constant real-world stories and involvement and networking within the college and industry organizations, it's like no other. The respect I have for the professors, the administration and staff, and fellow graduates is immense. I am constantly telling people what an amazing experience Johnson & Wales was and how much it taught me, and how those lessons have stayed with me throughout the ups and downs of my career. It is my honor to be here today for the 5th Annual STEAM Leadership Conference, and it's an amazing opportunity to be accepting this award. I hope that others can learn from alumni like me who have been told no, who've worked their way up, and who have had difficult experiences along the way. All of it is for a reason, and it's worth it to get to where you're supposed to be. In addition to the amazing professors that I thanked, I'd love to give a shout out to my husband of 5 days, Sean Lagala. Johnson & Wales was actually also the start of our love story, and I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for Jay-Woo and Sean and all of his constant support, advice, and guidance. Thank you all so much for this opportunity, and I'd now like to invite Professor Luflano to the stage.
Okay, I'm just thinking right in my head right now that I got Mike Gilbert sitting over there, along with Drew Frazier, thinking, who the hell gave this guy a microphone? The guy who can talk all night gave him a microphone. Whose decision was that? Welcome, everyone. It's so nice to see everyone here today. It's such a, for me, somewhat like a spiritual event, watching our students go through and produce and create and develop a conference, and to watch it actually play through and come out. It's just another great day. So DE students that are in the back, congratulations. We also have colleagues here from our other campuses. Professor Daly, Sean from Denver out there, and Jim and Jimmy and Jeffrey from Charlotte, and just wonderful to have them part of this event also. So congratulations. I thought one of the things that was most impressive today was one of the themes that I thought I heard, I hope everybody else did, was that one of the golden threads in our current culture is storytelling. And I think that's a real important part, as many of you spend some time on social media telling your stories. So what I'd like to do tonight is share a story with you. And I'm going to try to read this as best I can, because it's a little emotional for me, but I'm going to stay focused on it. So if I get off the rails a little bit, you know why up front. So I'm here tonight to give out a special award. And this award is to an individual who I think, obviously, not think, but know well deserves this award. Dr. Leary. Dr. Leary has been and continues to be very much engaged in the delivery of academic program and the growth of our SEM major. Patrick and I started here over 10 years ago, and it's so nice to see Christine here because we were sharing office space down in what we affectionately call the dungeon, down in the basement of Xavier. And in our years together, in our offices, many times, we'd have very many conversations, and those conversations took on different lives. But one of them had to do with this thing called a conference. And when we got here together, we would sit and we would talk about the fact that what can we do to bring some value to Johnson & Wales SEM, and what are we missing? And one of the things that we thought was missing at that time was this thing called a conference. Most importantly, Patrick really envisioned, and I'm going to keep it not so formal so we can keep it casual, but Patrick really envisioned the development of an annual conference that highlights the SEE program and actually the students that we serve. And one of the pillars of his vision was that the annual conference would be student developed. And quite honestly, I said, wow, good luck with that. Because because it's a hard thing to do. And it's a hard thing to take students who don't have the experience with it and create something that the vision that we had was going to be actually created. So it began. While in the first few SEM conferences were a success, they continued to develop throughout the years. And most of the time, this format of the conference itself was really being developed without any kind of academic formality. It was putting some students together, pulling together, and doing the best we can. Under Patrick's leadership throughout the 5-year history of this conference, SEM students worked and have always worked closely with our SEM faculty to research and secure nationally and internationally recognized SEM professionals to participate in this conference. IEEE, IAVM, colleagues who are here tonight, thank you for being part of this, very much so. So additionally, Patrick has spent tireless hours developing groundwork for a successful conference. And one of the many strategies was connecting internal constituencies, okay, in the conference development in order to provide our students with an opportunity to see pathways that could help them develop, in a sense, the conference that you see today. Without those relationship developments, without being able to pull in areas like alumni relations, catering and special events, student involvement and leadership, university communications, university marketing, university undergraduate and graduate admissions, just to name a few, they have all now become crucial partners within this conference structure. Now, why is that important? Because again, it gave our students an opportunity to really look at our university holistically look at our university, but also to see how many components really need to come together as a team to actually create one event. And I think you saw that today. A few years later, the university developed an academic opportunity model for university-wide called the Directed Educational Experience. Patrick took this opportunity to reset the Sports Leadership Conference model and further develop the vision into a formal DEE for students. This new educational opportunity also provided the Sports Leadership Conference model, again, to connect directly with colleagues in experiential education and in career services. This deepened our partnership, and it helped us move the Leadership Conference into the fall term, which then we could connect directly with the annual Fall Career Fair. So here we are today, and we're closing another very successful leadership conference. Congratulations to you and your students. While for some of us, the history of the conference is well chronicled in our minds and practices, for Patrick, much of the last 6 years leading this conference has been his life. I would, from time to time, affectionately call the conference his baby. I witnessed firsthand as his department chair how many hours Patrick spent managing the DE students in their not-so-good days, in their good days, and also in their great days. And let us not forget how, under your direction, that the SEM Sports Leadership Conference students have grown. And that's one of the fun things for us as professors, to watch these students grow and emerge, and moved on through graduation and actually move into their work lives. Many of them continue to write back and even participate in current conferences and tell us how our SEM faculty colleagues, what a great learning experience it has been for them. So in closing, Mike, I'm closing, believe it or not. In closing, I would like to leave you with one thought. For those of us that have had the blessed experience and the joy of having children in our lives, our babies do grow up and they do move on. Therefore, it is with the SEM conference. Patrick, as our new department chair, you know better than anybody that your baby has now grown up. While it is time to hand off this responsibility to another one of our SEM faculty colleagues, take a moment to cherish the memories. Please know that all of your efforts, hard work, and dedication to your SEM DE students, the SEM program, and the university that we serve is greatly appreciated. So on behalf of my SEM faculty colleagues, we wish you the best of luck in your new role, first of all, as department chair. God bless you. And we look forward to working with you to continue to develop and expand the SEM program. Godspeed, my friend. maybe come forward just for a second, because everybody's standing. Just to be recognized, and just kind of come quickly, because we don't have much time. Just kind of come around here a little bit. That's okay. So, not only is this my great honor to present you with this award, on behalf of all the internal constituencies, thank you, Alumni Group and Relations, for your continued effort and very important support of this event. But the internal constituencies that I've worked with you throughout the 6 years, it's most important to know that this award also comes from your students. And that's why we have them here today. So congratulations.
I was like, I'm gonna get right into where did we go?
Yeah. Wow, talk about going off script. For you event planners, that was completely off script, but I really am humbled. I can't say how deeply appreciative I am. But it's really not about me. It's about the program. It's about the students, and it's been an honor, quite frankly. And again, I think it's, as Professor Carbino is, it's just when you're up here and you see your current students, you see your colleagues, you see your alums. It's what it's all about, and quite frankly, that's why we do it. And you can't put that into words, although you have to try. So, and I just, again, I know we have a script, and someone's going to kill me for going off it a little bit, but I will just say that, I just want to thank all of you. And again, I don't want to make this about me, because this was never, it was always about the students and the student experience. Experiential learning is our mission, it's our mantra and our ethos of the university. And what better way to showcase the future of our industry than to put them on display while they're learning. And quite frankly, that's what we do here at Johnson & Wales, and that's what we pride ourselves on. And that's why for after 10 years, I still love every day of coming to work and being a part of this. And I'm happy to pass this on in trusted hands to a really good friend and colleague that I know will do great things with this event moving forward and grow it. And that's always been our goal, is forward progress. What we do this year, we're going to improve next year. And I just want to, in closing, and as much as I love Coach Lou Polano, we have the marathon department meetings. I took on that responsibility. Even though you try to keep a short agenda, never happens. But nonetheless, I love everyone I work with, and I just want to thank a few people. I know that Lou mentioned our friends from the other campuses, and we really appreciate them being here. The students included from Denver. IAVM, and we really have forged such a great partnership with IAVM, and we want to continue to build that, because if nothing else, our students benefit, and that's why we're in the game. And our students have already been recognized in a sense, but it seems like a one-day event, but it's really 10 months worth of work, and they're learning along the way. And you have to take every moment to teach them along the way and let them learn on their own at the same time. So I want to thank a few people specifically, one of whom is not here this evening, but her colleague, Kathy Kavanaugh, is in the back there. And it takes an army, it takes a massive amount of people, and really in the spirit of true event planning, we really open the floodgates in terms of really trying to bring in and galvanize the entire Johnson & Wales community, which is why we've included resource development, why we've included alumni relations. We've forged and cultivated those partnerships, but it wouldn't work unless they were all vested, they were all in and really understanding that this is an educational experience on behalf of our students. So for that, I'm grateful because it's really unprecedented. I don't see any event that takes place in this community, on this campus, that brings in as many stakeholders as this event does. And we can pride ourselves on that because we still have a lot of room left to grow. And I will say that Sarah Cresta, who there's a lot of events going on concurrently this evening, but Sarah is someone who works for special events and catering, and she's been such a valuable asset, not only to myself, and I can call her my friend, but to our students. She has really taught them about the logistics, the operational component, deadlines, the realities of what comes with industry. There's no beating around the bush. It's not, it's real. It's not, okay, you may fall down, but you gotta get up and you gotta do better the next time. And that's how we've modeled this event and this experience for the students. So I know that she's not here, but maybe Sarah, you're on the live stream. Probably not, because you're working. But can we just thank Sarah publicly? Again, I also want to thank my colleagues, many of whom you heard from tonight, and again, congratulate one final time the Hall of Fame recipients. It's so awesome to see unfold. And when I spoke previously, I mentioned about the challenge. The challenge is only that you're bringing something new to a university that they've never seen before. So it takes a little bit of convincing to maybe more than just one person. But you gotta stick through and know that at the end of the day, it's the right thing to do. And we're honored to always welcome back our alums that are really just doing amazing things in industry, to recognize them formally, but also connect them with our students and our community and keep them involved. It's very important for us as a university to ensure that we're continuing to grow our family. And you have many future alums in front of you, and we want to keep them connected. And a lot of that comes with our faculty engagement. They also come back to see the faculty. And I can't tell you how many times I will reach out to a former student and they'll ask, how's Gilbert doing? How's Polano doing? How's Eskelson doing? And by the way, we go by our last names apparently. So again, but we embrace that. We love it. But I, again, just want to thank my colleagues, and I just want to say one final thank you to Alumni Relations and to Liza Gentile. Liza has really worked tirelessly with the students to really give them, again, a true-to-life experience. This venue this evening was a lot of work and thought was put into it. And with that comes a lot of patience as well in terms of all the stakeholders that you're having to handle and manage. And I just want to say sincerely that we've really, as a department, forged such a great relationship with Alumni Relations because we value the work that you do and we understand the importance of bringing this community together. And I just really want to say thank you to Liza for all your hard work. This event would not have been pulled together from the alum and the alumni panel to this event. So I just, in closing, want to give a big thank you to Alumni Relations, and let's do that. So again, just thank you for all that came and dedicated their time out of their day. I see Rick over there in the back, so he gave me a reminder that I really need, he didn't really, but I just wanted, everyone took time out of their personal lives and professional lives to be here, and for that we thank you on behalf of the SEAM program. So I hope you enjoy the rest of the night. I hope you had a great experience today and this evening, and we look forward to seeing you all again. Thank you.